Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Should be getting underway here in just a few moments with another Metroid Prime race in our tournament this year. Today we've got Lenophis versus awp82. Looking forward to a good match here. My name's Baja Blood. I'm joined here by Pyro Paper Planes. How's it going today, Pyro?
Call me Christopher.
Chris will work.
Yeah, or that. All right, the race time countdown has started, so we shall see really soon.
Yeah, curious to see what kind of scene we have today. We've had a couple relatively similar ones this morning, with artifacts kind of scattered around the world, and Phazon suit hiding out in the middle of nowhere next to almost no other progressions. So,
When does it not hide out in the middle of nowhere? So both runners have one victory under their belt in the first round. This is the second round, in the Swiss round anyway. And they're both, while both are not on the leaderboards for any percent or 100% regular vanilla game, they both, from what I can tell, play a lot of randomizers in the Metroid series.
yeah, and both are actually pretty decent Echoes players as well. And Op actually plays all three games, all three randomizers, quite frequently, and is quite skilled at all three.
Yeah, Op is both runners failing. Always
it's one of those tricks where it's like you start off a match, you're feeling maybe a little bit of nerves, and the first thing you have to do is a trick. And so like that scan dash can be, even though it's pretty easy once you're used to it, it can often give you throw a little wrench in your plans the first few seconds of the race.
Yeah, I know I've fallen a few fair times, and that's a nothing behind the ship. Well, at the very least, they can check the artifact temple immediately, because that was the missile launcher for their first item.
Yep.
So
this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yes, logically expected the runners to do that. It is one of the few tricks we have enabled for this tournament.
Yep. So we've got some beginner tricks, and then I think this is actually one of the differences between this year's tournament and last, is that Space Jump First can be expected logically as your first item, rather than having to go to Hive Mecha.
It's been a while since we've seen this cutscene.
Yep. Big old rock.
Yeah, some of the cutscenes are back because Randomizer is currently, which is the new randomizer we're using. We're superseding Bash's old randomizer, and there's a few things still to be worked out, such as cutscene logic.
Yeah, perhaps even in time for the next round, we might have a competitive setting. I know that's being worked on, which might remove some of these kind of cutscenes that have no value, but the current Randomizer minor cutscene removal removes a few things that I think we want to keep in for the tournament. So keep an eye out for that in future rounds.
All right, well then they're getting their hints. Let's see if they read. Oh, we got one runner reading. Lava Lake, Security Cave, Antechamber, Overgrown Cavern, Watery Hall. Wow, these are pretty easy artifacts.
Yeah, not too surprising. When the game gives Missile Launcher immediately and puts Artifact Temple in logic, it can start placing the artifacts pretty early, and so they'll often end up being loaded at the start here. But at the end of the day, we still do also need our magic 7th artifact, the Phazon suit, and that can be just about anywhere.
Yeah, no hints for that one. At least not in the current state of Randomizer. Maybe one day.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see how seeds end up playing out once some sort of Phazon hint is implemented, if that ever becomes a thing.
Yeah, there's some really exciting new things that have been introduced to Randomizer, such as warp to start, and being able to start pretty much anywhere now instead of just elevators.
Yep. Speaking of warp to start, we don't have any runners agreements, so warp to start is possible for both of these players to take advantage of. If from any save station, they can get back to the ship immediately.
All right, both runners just checking for this one item here, seeing how they have their missile launcher. Could be important. Let's see.
Yeah, I always like making this check before I head into Chozo, but this time did not pay off.
Yeah, just a little bit of life insurance for the run. Always nice early on, but the energy tanks definitely start diminishing in usefulness.
Yeah, there've been a number of seeds this tournament where neither player finds an E-tank for a good like half an hour or so. You end up with some pretty scary trips through Magmor. If you're like me and dip your toes in the lava a little more than you should.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of deaths in Magmar, that's for sure, in our practice runs.
Yep. And the lava, the shooting gallery, and monitor station, definitely some scary stuff early game if you don't find any energy right away.
Our runners are both pretty evenly paced right now, and they've pretty much made the same decisions so far. That, of course, can change very soon. We'll see.
Yep, for now I'd expect to see a play to Hive Mecha, although they could check the Ruin Shrine Vanilla Morph Ball check, but unless that is Morph Ball or Space Jump, they wouldn't be able to collect it and get out right now, so probably want to save that check for later.
At least not with some pretty difficult standable terrain tricks to get out of there.
Like just a missile on the grapple ledge.
And a missile on the half pipe. And I don't think Op looked on the ledge. Keeping us in suspense.
It looks like Leno may be actually making this Ruin Shrine play. It's an interesting decision. We'll see if it pays off.
Nope. Well, Grapple Beam isn't the worst item, but some runners are vehemently against picking it up for entertainment purposes, shall we say.
Yeah, it doesn't hardlock anything in the game, so if you know enough movement tech, you can definitely get by without it. But definitely a nice quality of life item to have. Ooh, and there are our boots.
Yes, that will definitely make movement a lot easier at this point. So the question is, I wonder if we will find our super missiles early on. If we do, that's a good sign that Flarga might have something.
Oh my gosh. Is Morph Ball on Root Cave? That would be actually kind of funny.
There you go.
Lame. Okay, well, the seed is kind of screaming Root Cave here with... Oh no, that was Thermal.
It was Thermal, yeah. The not so useful visor. But it is one step to having Frigate and Thardus in play, or Logic, I should say.
Ooh, I'm sure the runners will love those ideas.
Mm-hmm. We are, of course, playing with vanilla elevators, so our runners don't need to check the room names. Though it is nice to scan it ahead of time, so you don't have to do it later.
That's interesting. Seems like pretty much need to have some progression in the Watery Hall area then. I don't think too much else is open right now without some sort of explosives or the Varia suit.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to run out of places to check. There's Watery Hall access. Watery Hall, and I believe one of the artifacts is there, if I recall correctly. I have a very short-term memory, it seems. And Op is now doing the check that Lenophis opted to do earlier. I wonder if Op will go for it, or if he'll opt to leave it for later.
I think it would make sense to pick this up now. With Space Jump, pretty easy to avoid the fight. Can also take a peek at this item in the upper area. Oh, we have Morph. We can get this. And it's nothing, though.
That's our second nothing already. I believe there's 10 nothings in the pool.
Let's see. There's 6 missing artifacts and a missing charge beam. So I think there's going to be 7.
It might be 7, yeah. Why am I thinking? I heard it was 1/10. Whatever. Who can do it? I can't do math anyway.
Another thing I did just think of, we do have access to the Frigate Crash Site item. It's another option for where something like our Morphle Bombs could be rather than deeper in Chozo here.
Yeah, and there's a good possibility of it being there too, statistically speaking. All you need to get that item with our current logic is Morph Ball and missiles.
And if Randomizer is feeling a bit cheeky, it could even be Morph Ball Bombs vanilla on our friend Zoid.
Oh joy, we get to deal with Beatles music.
Yeah, fortunately, at least one of us has a space jump to get out of there without having to do that fight. If you fall in there without bombs or space jump, trigger the fight without having gotten the item, you will be having some fun with the first mini boss of the game that normally gets skipped.
I just want to give a huge shout out to our tracker. Nope, another nothing. Wow. So there has to be something in Water Hill. But yes, I just want to give a huge shout out to Nomad for helping us not deal with that music. awp82 turning around.
A little surprised by that. So one of the Water Hill objects is only a artifact, but we do have one other check that is accessible here.
Yeah, I'm... Oh, and Op's going back again. I think he just realized.
Yeah, or maybe it looked like farming for health, but 200
Or
health
that,
is plenty.
possibly.
I don't know if Op is a little bit uncomfortable with the slope jump, the underwater slope jump.
Oh, you know...
Missile drop. Yeah, that's a good... Well, we don't have explosives, though, for the tunnel.
Yeah, because running into those two missile doors is annoying. Oh, it is an item, though.
So
And Op did...
down here.
Yep, might as well get it if you know how to do a good slope jump. It's a little tricky, but more the pressure of the damage of the acid. And Op gets it first try. And that's not really much of a surprise, to be honest. He's, as you say, he's pretty skilled this game. And there's a second visor. Yeah, there we go. So now your hope might be true at this point. Root Cave might have something after all.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in checking that. Could make the point of no return check into Zoid here, but I would actually see a save warp out of here being the most likely option that Op's going to take.
I wonder if I would assume Op would. Oh, actually, without bombs, I wonder if he will check. I forget the name of the room. The room with the plasma door.
Arbor Chamber. Yeah.
Yes, Arbor. Yeah, because it's a tiny bit risky. You can possibly soft lock it if you're not careful, particularly without bombs. Yeah. So Op is opting to warp to start, and I guess you'll be doing those three checks right now: crash site and possibly, and root cave and maybe Arbor Chamber. I think Op's forgotten this is a nothing. That, or he's just wanting to prove a point. Maybe he's going for all the nothings.
And looks like Leno is also heading for the save station here. Not too surprising. Even if you want to do Zoid, you probably want to save first. So we'll see what Leno decides to do after saving here.
Yeah, there's an important distinction, which give us 1 sec. Let's see what Op finds. Oh, just missiles. There you go. Crash frigate site is nothing for today. But yeah, while Lenophis is not going for Zoid, there is the possibility of Zoid having bombs. Because in Randomizer, there is no point of no return logic, unlike the bashes, the original randomizer for Prime 1. And so you very well might be expected to go into to do Zoid, for example, to find bombs.
Ooh, I don't know if I love this save, actually. Because if it's not Root Cave... Oh, it's not a save. Because if it's not Root Cave, you probably just want to quit and return to Chozo and do Zoid. So yeah, I think that was a good decision not to take the save there, even though it can be a bit risky to try to go for Arbor Chamber.
I'm not sure if that would be... Actually, I think it would be around the same... I mean, it would be faster in-game time. But for real time, I think it would be probably the same... Where they are.
But Op already saved in like Gathering Hall, so quitting out.
I guess perhaps yeah, you know what? I might be underestimating how long it, or overestimating, whatever, how long it takes to get there.
But my suspicion is that something will be up here.
Yeah, if it's not, then back to Zoid. Because I can't think of any other locations at this point for checking. Oh, making sure he doesn't slip and fall. Oh, we got our suit. It's the Varia.
Yep, I'm just going to take that straight into Magmor, I assume. I'm not going to go for the Arbor Chamber. That makes
It
sense to me.
is, yeah, it is a lot like, that might be why he wanted the ship safe, because if you got soft, well, no, because if you get soft locked, yeah, But yeah, not having bombs is definitely more riskier for going out of bounds, because if you get stuck, there's nothing really you can do.
But we have
Oh,
seen
Lenophis falls.
we have seen bombs in Arbor Chamber a few times. There is some universe where Plasma Beam ends up just sitting here somewhere in Magmor, and it actually would have been a decent time save to grab the Arbor Chamber item right away. But yeah, hard to know. And we'll see pretty soon here what's in our first Magmor check. Fiery Shores.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just another missile.
A little bit unfortunate. What else do we have without explosives? We can get Triclops Pit with our logically with the extra visor. So just an E-tank down in the shore tunnel.
And then yeah, the item behind Triclops Pit. I'm really bad with the names today.
Storage cavern, I believe that one
Thank
is.
you. That is Storage Cavern. And yes, you might as well check the Warrior Shrine item here too.
Yep, this one will not be in logic without boost ball, to my knowledge. I think the scan dash over here is not a beginner. But it is a pretty easy check to pick up. You might as well grab it while you're in the area.
And just another E-tank.
And Leno also making the play into Magmor, not too surprising. Now, what would be quite rude is if it's something like bombs on Lava Lake, because our runners will not be able to get there from this end of Magmor. We'll have to leave all the way back, and don't even have a save station. Honestly, at that point, might just be better off quitting out.
Another missile. Alright, only one more check. In Magmor, anyway.
Yeah, I really hope it's not Lava Lake bombs. That would be pretty rude. And moment of truth approaches. Ah, good. There's the bombs.
Oh, that's a good place to find them. That actually routes really well now, because you can now go to Lava Lake, and then just go right back to Chozo from there.
Yep. There is an option to make a little dip into Fendrana here. Decent number of items. Well, not too many, but a few items you can pick up there.
That's a really good point. Yeah, there's also the transport tunnel as well, which, I mean, like, yes, going towards Vendrana, so yes, it's the same difference.
Yep. But yeah, the density definitely is playing into Chozo right now, so I think this play probably does make more sense. But if you were feeling a little bit like gambling, you could bet on something like a Wave Beam being in Vanilla, or Katrina Canyon, or even in the transport tunnel.
Yeah, the only downside going this way is if you climbing Burning Trail is it takes at least 15 seconds, and of course there's an artifact there. So
That's right. This definitely makes sense then. And also finds more ball bombs. There's a couple shots about those being a little bit isolated, but surely we'll be happy to have them going forward.
Hello, fun fact. You can get out of a Triclops grab by rotating the stick very quickly. It is never stated in the game, but I believe it was stated in the guide, an official guide, but I'm not even sure about that.
Yeah, it was quite a while before I realized that too. I've got a bad habit of running into them, so definitely saves me some time.
Ever since I found out about that, I have been very thankful, and just do that all the time now. And I'm a lot less careful around that, honestly.
A blessing and a curse, that knowledge. Alright, so up heading back into Chozo.
Oh, Lenophis is turned around.
Oh,
Our first route divergence. Lenophis getting a little low on health. Like, sub with one E-tank, which, you know, sometimes you're expected to do that, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't mind this play from Lenophis at all. You get a decent number of information, although we can't get any of the plasma lock checks. You get to see them all and know if you need to come back urgently for them. And there is a few things here, and if we don't end up finding anything useful, there is a save station pretty conveniently there. You can get back to Chozo pretty quickly that way.
Yeah, at this point, I really don't know which... I would have done what Op has done, but that's not because of... That's what makes most sense. It's just my auto-thinking mode. I'm curious which play will pay out more.
Yeah, I think they're both valid choices. It's
Another
always
nothing.
interesting to see. So, wow, we have found, I think, over half of them already.
Yep. Op was destined to go this way. It's also a good thing to get that particular check out of the way, because it is so easy to forget.
Yeah, that one has, I think, already played a decent role in one or two races in this tournament of just getting skipped over and having something important.
Oh, just a missile.
Yeah, transport tunnel not the answer today. Yeah, I'm very curious if we'll find something in shorelines here. For bombs, we have one more check here in Ruined Shrine, finally. We may even need to make a third. Ooh, a power bomb. That's fine.
That is an interesting find.
Randomania does always place the main launcher first, unlike Bash's Rando, which may place an expansion. So until we find the main launcher, we won't be certain that the game logically expects us to use power bombs to unlock any checks. But it's still nice to have some, and you can do some stuff out of logic with them. In fact, we do have the means to get Magma Pool on the way here now, which is pretty nice.
Not being clever, just checking the tree with his visor.
It was just a missile, right?
It was just a missile.
Leno heading to Ice Ruins East. Can't get either of these checks, but can look at them both. And sometimes, honestly, just being able to look at a check is almost as good as even being able to collect it.
Another missile. Another missile.
So where is our progression?
Where is that fourth Chaos Emerald?
Nothing here in Ice Ruins East. So that's decent news for Lenophis. Doesn't need to come back here.
Oops.
A little up and close with that bamboo there.
Ooh, Lenophis getting a little lower than health than I would like. There is the Chozo Ice Temple, or sorry, not Chozo Ice Temple, I always muddle up the name. Again, surprise. The Wave Beam Room.
Yeah, Chapel of the Elders, I believe it's called.
Oh, Lenophis! Yeah, it's always easy to forget and charge your beam and, you know, have those Plusos do mighty damage on you.
Yeah, they definitely hurt.
Alright, Lenophis has one more check here.
It's kind of low on health if they decide to try to do the stand on enemies to get to look at the Ice Ruins West item. There's some other ways to climb that, but in my experience, they're a bit slower. Oh gosh, the health continues to deplete.
And Op is going off to Zoid.
Yeah, also took a face full of Shriek Bat there. Nothing in Canyon. Or was that?
I couldn't see. Oh,
no, never mind.
He's going for it.
Oh, that's Spider.
It is Spider. Interesting indeed. I wonder if you probably won't go back for that E-tank. So, if he's not feeling confident, he might. Have we seen what was in Fendron Lighthouse?
I did not get a good look at the lighthouse. But maybe if Leno heads up to at least Chapel of the Elders after this, we might get a good look on the way.
Ooh, logic is very mean. perhaps Dynamo has something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good for Leno, I think, at this point. Might be a little while before Op gets there, and then would still have to backtrack.
Yep. Now, will Lenophis check this check? Or, nope, he's... Oh, nope. Well, he's going for energy, so maybe. And it's missiles. Yep, nope. Skipping the check. Please don't charge your beam.
Gets a couple drops there,
Okay.
which is nice.
He learned his lesson. And, of course, this cutscene returns.
Yep, Ridley casting that larger-than-life shadow. Not quite certain what is going on there with the lighting, but you get a few seconds to stare at it, because this is... ooh.
Oh! Now this is interesting. Op's got the wave beam, which is probably definitely the more useful of the two items. But if Dynamo has something, then Op might have to come back regardless.
Yep, wave beam definitely a stronger find than the spider ball so far. So maybe could be that Op's choice of routing ended up being a better one for this seed.
I'm just a little nervous, like Lenophis health right now.
Yeah, not too much.
I mean, again, sometimes you're expected to come in here with zero E tanks, but it's easy to forget how much extra damage some of these enemies can do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a nice little bomb jump there. Op shot off to climb that room faster without space. Or wait, Op does have space.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, Lenophis is going to check the wave beam room. Please, someone tell me, what is it called?
Chapel of the Elders.
Oh, Chapel of the Elders. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, we'll furnace out. Just a missile. Alright.
Ooh, I didn't get a good look of what was in Chapel there.
Oh, I got distracted.
Let me see if I can pull up a clip.
Alright, and I will focus on the current runners while you do that. Full 50 health. Op is not checking upper furnace, he's just turning around and pressing on. Which might be a mistake, seeing how we know the spider ball has been acquired. It might be expected to go back there for an item. Ooh, okay, Lenophis, I'm guessing, is going to warp to start here.
Gosh, it is hard to figure out what that item is. I a little bit think it might have been Ice Beam, but I could easily be wrong.
That would be a problem. Oh, Op is doing the plant play. This is an yeah, so statistically speaking, due to the way the algorithm works, and due to oh man, it's difficult to explain. There's a 40% chance of Flarga having an item with the current way Randomizer works.
Yep, and about half the time it'll be like a decently useful item, and another half of the time it'll be a critically useful item.
Yep.
So definitely can be a play worth making.
And then you have that small chance of it just being nothing at all. The fact that there's no super missiles in play, because the thing is that the Randomizer essentially doesn't panic, but it really wants to make sure you can clear ghosts. If you so it tries to give you super missiles.
Yeah, that's not every seed, but sometimes it will place a bunch of items in Chozo as a result of the progression here, or the player simulated player kind of coming here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find the first power bomb.
Mm-hmm. Lenophis will also be able to do, yeah, I'm guessing we'll see doing Dynamo.
Yeah, hopefully Dynamo does end up being something. Otherwise, I think Op will be at a bit of an advantage here. Although, perhaps if Flagra is nothing and Leno ends up skipping it, that could also buy Leno a bit more time here.
Yep, this is still anyone's race.
Indeed. And yep, especially if you come in through the back entrance to Flagra's room, the fight won't trigger, but the bomb slots that cover in its health are actually still vulnerable. So you can just defeat the boss, start the fight, and immediately it will die. However, to do that, you need to be able to climb up Sun Tower, which requires super missiles and spider balls. So runners won't be able to do that this time, or at least quite yet. Still missing our super missiles somewhere.
It just struck me that Op could have now checked training site access and training chamber access, because he does have the wave beam.
Yep, that's true. The wave beam also opened up Tower Chamber, which is another kind of check that often ends up pretty out of the way here in Chozo.
Currently, Tower Light will never contain an item due to the fact that expansions have not been yet implemented in Randomizer. So it is just the one check.
Alright, Flagra payout today.
It wasn't glowing, so I think it is something. And Lenophis is about to check Dynamo, so we're going to see both runners, if both their things paid off.
Is that supers? Oh, wow. That's a pretty dumb location for supers.
I do wonder if that'll come into play later or not. And in return, oh boy.
Swap does not have Spider yet. So if Op
Will he
wants
go
to
for early
we'll
wild?
have to do early wild. May just opt to, yeah.
Oh, Dynamo doesn't have anything.
Yeah, ghosts are not too frequently holding progression, so...
Wow, Op is just going for it. He's forgetting the rest of Chozo. I'm guessing he feels a little bit... Maybe he feels like he's wasted this time? I don't know. This is interesting.
I don't mind this play. There are definitely a lot more checks open in Fendrana and a couple more bomb checks in Magmar. So... Worst case, if you don't end up finding Ice Beam, then come back and clean up Chozo, but... Well, Leno's going to carry forward into heading towards Far Chozo. Well, if I wait here, we'll see how far they advance in here after they find their wave beam. With Spider and Wave, they will actually have logical access to the vanilla Ice Beam check, if that's vanilla. Although I do still a little bit think that might have been what was in all of the Elders. Find out for sure when Op gets there, because having the Wave Beam will be able to get that item and out. Well, Op could also choose to head all the way into Far Magmar. I'd be a little surprised by that, but it is an option too, with Workstation being available, as well as Quarantine Monitor, and even Thardus, I suppose.
Yep. And the thing that having super missiles, you will also be able to go... Oh man, Thardus is in play.
Yep, we do have Thermal. Yeah, so actually with Thermal and Supers, we can get there from the back or the front. logically, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I suspect we'll see. I'll check the fiery shores upper item. Looks like heading towards that, and then probably head into the shorelines area.
Of course, because he has the power bomb expansion to do this check. It's This item isn't technically in logic, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm a little curious where the actual main power bomb launcher is hiding today.
There's missiles.
And Leno finds that wave beam. Probably a little disappointed by that, given the routing they chose to take, but sometimes rando happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think both runners did the right play here. Can't fault either of their decisions.
Yeah, I agree. I think they were both valid. I'll make a plane to shorelines, or at least check the transport channel item, but I assume we'll head into shorelines from here. Should find that spider ball, and with wave beam can progress farther than Leno was able to, and also pick up whatever that was in Chapel of the Elders.
Mm-hmm. It's always nicer to be able to do Chozo back to front, but you never know. The ice beam might very well be in furnace, and if you don't do this bomb puzzle that Lenophis is doing, you will you will regret it.
Yep, this is quite slow, and you do get to skip it going the other direction, but yeah, sometimes you do kind of feel like you need to make this play while you're here.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does check upper furnace. Technically, it's still not in logic, if I'm not mistaken, because of the lack of the main power bombs.
I believe it actually is. The standable method that people use to climb that room is actually only in beginner, as is as is climbing up this, but I forgot that Leno has spider ball. Anyways, so yes, even with space jump, spider, and morph and bombs, this item is in logic and beginner.
And of course, you could also check crosswave.
Yep.
You could, well, no, and we know anti-chamber is just an artifact, so there's no point going there until you have ice beam, unless you want to use a power bomb and trying to open the door. So you're not locked in.
I'm not certain how difficult that is without boost.
Yeah.
I know boost makes those kinds of tricks easier, but I don't know if anti-chamber is possible without it.
Lenophis has decided to ignore it for now, which I think is the correct play, because it's probably better just to wait till you get the ice beam and just clear it from back to front. Just climbing Frigate Crash Site, going through Overgrown Cavern, and then picking it up.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be a convenient play, especially with both Overgrown Cavern and Anti-Chamber being artifacts. But unfortunately, Ice Beam not allowing that.
And here we go.
Coming in, yep, what is this?
Oh, it's Boost Ball.
Boost Ball.
And Lenophis is also doing plan. Wonder if super missiles are required for anything today.
That is true, yeah, none of the artifacts require it. So unless it's like locking Phazon suit or something else.
Ah, yes, and it just kind of struck me that, of course, Overgrown Cavern has an artifact too, so you can two birds with one stone if you're climbing it reverse.
Yeah, those are honestly a pretty convenient pair of artifacts. Very close to each other, even though they're in technically different sections of the world.
I think Op must have used his one and only power bomb. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
So other than missiles to the face, morph ball bombs are the other second most effective thing against, or third most effective thing against the adult Sheegoth. opting not to do the infinite speed, which I do not blame them for not doing that. We have seen one time in this tournament so far where a runner decided to go for the infinite speed, and well, you know what? I will let you find out if that was a good play or not by watching said race.
Yeah, that was Sass versus Interslice, I believe. That was definitely a very good race. Very weird speed, too, with the runners' agreements in place for it.
One of the most entertaining, easily the most entertaining.
Sounds like some internet issues there with Pyro.
Yeah, I'm definitely having a few internet issues here. Please don't mind that. Oh my gosh, the audience is going to discover that I'm actually a robot. Beep boop.
I'm not certain how the uploading of these to YouTube works, so I haven't personally looked for them on YouTube, but I think definitely in the archives of the SpeedGaming channels on Twitch, you should be able to find them.
It will eventually be uploaded to SpeedGaming. Yes. However, it's typically after the tournament is complete. So the best way to find it is typing the tag MPR exclamation mark and then the name of the runner that you're interested in. So, for example, MPR exclamation mark Interslice or MPR exclamation mark Sasquatch 954.
Alright, Leno takes down the plant, and we'll pick up these super missiles as a reward. So with Spider, I'll be curious to see if Leno does turn around and fight the ghosts right away. Supers will speed that fight up.
Yes, that's a very good point. He could do that logically as well.
And meanwhile, Op finding the spider ball. So both runners kind of retreading the other steps for now, but Op does have the opportunity to press onwards in Fendrana farther than Leno is able with Wave Beam. Curious to see, you can definitely pick up the Artifact and Ruined Courtyard, which is right here. And see if they head into Labs or Thardis. Neither of which are terribly appealing options without Ice Beam, but Ice Beam does have to be somewhere, and the checks in Labs are probably among the more likely places for it to be. Just is a little irritating if you don't find it there.
I was going to say that having Warp to start makes it a little less tedious. But that being said, the fact that Thardis is in logic, you might not want to do that.
Yeah, that is a little scary.
Lenophis has opted to do ghosts, and I agree with that because you have Spider Ball, you have supers, you have X-ray, which makes this fight a lot easier and faster too.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Leno will also make the play to continue in Chozo and take care of those other kind of straggler checks like Tower Chamber and Training Chamber access, which could also be holding some progression here that Op passed over.
Oh, ghosts, just missiles.
Unfortunate.
And yeah, the Spider Ball Training Chamber, as you say, is in play. It's surprising how useful Spider Ball can be.
Yep.
Wow!
Oh my gosh, is this actually a Thardis play?
This is a Thardis play, ladies and gentlemen. Or is he just... He's gonna save. Okay. This is interesting. Will he warp to start? Will he do Thardis? Will we do Labs?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this.
Ah, no, he's just...
Just baiting us, I guess. Maybe changed his mind after thinking about it for a little bit. Leno heading back into Magmore, probably making another play back into Shorelines, but could also opt for the far Magmore play at this point too.
So neither runner has done Tower Chamber. I guess no. It is in logic with the settings. No gravity suit is required. And train. I'm kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a bit slow to pick up, but yeah,
At the same
it's
time,
one of
those
those.
are the only front end Chozo checks if Lenophis is left, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I don't think he's. Has Lenophis also done the Morph Ball Tunnel for Rune Gallery? I don't think he has.
Ooh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if Leno went back there. So that's another check. And then with that not being Ice Beam in all or Check All the Elders, it is possible that Ice Beam is vanilla. I think we've already seen that once this tournament. Not my favorite place for Ice Beam to show up. All up, making our way through labs. Fortunately, having fought Flagra, we do have the supers to get this check here in Lab Hydra.
Being very careful here.
Yeah, definitely is possible to kind of get bullied as you try to super this tank. If you kind of leave everything alive. But yeah, taking it a little bit slower, making sure all the enemies are not going to bother him.
Yeah, in particular, you don't want to do it when you don't want to miss if you're low on missiles.
No, that's true. Yeah, but not a huge bank of misses there. Does give a nice drop. Alright, Leno heading back towards Monitor Station. So this looks like another play to shorelines here.
You remind me where Space Jump was.
Space Jump was
It was
in
early
the ruined gallery tunnel or missile wall.
Thank you.
While cleaning up these pirates before attempting the observatory dash, they can definitely be a bit mean if you leave them all alive, but you are rewarded with this cutscene if you do clear them all out, which is a little annoying. Ooh, nice. First try observatory dash. Well done. And what do we have up here? Observatory.
The Ops very well versed in that one. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, Ice Spreader. That'll help. Nice for final bosses, and if you're there, might as well pick it up.
Yeah, definitely. So Leno is heading back for the boost ball. Should have that for too long.
This is an unfortunate time loss for Lenophis. He has had, because he's backtracking for it.
Yeah, this is pretty out of the way. This is one downside of the Shorelines Blaze. If you don't find anything here, you're going to have to come back here and kind of retread ground that is pretty barren. Also a little annoying that it is boost ball in Jet Bluff Yellers, because boost ball makes it a lot easier to get in and out of there without having wave beam. But you need to solve this puzzle every time. That's...
You do indeed.
Ugh.
As soon as you reload the room. But the thing is that when you go into Chapel of the Elders, you haven't unloaded the room, which is why the puzzle's still cleared.
Oh, interesting.
Alright, what do we have in Control Tower? Missiles!
Although somehow Up only has 40 missiles thus far. Game has been loading us up with a bunch of other stuff, I guess. Yeah, Leno, meanwhile, actually is 65. Has been finding a lot more missiles around. I don't know what all checks Leno has done that AWP hasn't, though. Maybe it's just been kind of going a bit more out of the way for missile expansions than AWP has been skipping some.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually the case.
Leno does have a power bomb, so it should make pretty quick work of Mama Shigov here.
Oh, okay, yeah. The hitbox per hit can be a little odd. And this is the lovely cutscene of the Metroid. Oh, deciding to scan it.
Nice.
You can open the tank faster with a missile, but
Oh, there's our ice beam.
Oh boy, that is a rude location for ice.
Yeah, never love to see it laid in labs.
Okay, there we go. And what do we have below? Oh, gravity suit.
All right.
That, you know what that means?
Yeah, could have something here in. Oh gosh, Frigate is in play, isn't it?
Frigate is in play, and not only Frigate, but biohazard containment.
Oh dear. See, I was just hoping it was going to be gravity chamber, but maybe I'm just too nice.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that is an excellent find.
Back-to-back suits. Wow. This was the right play after all. And does AWP have a full tracker?
We're going to be on a plasma hunt, which is kind of nice. Takes lower mines off the table, and a couple annoying checks in each region that are plasma locked.
Yep. Now I wonder if I guess main power bombs might not be logically ever expected then.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we haven't found those yet. Those lock quite a bit of mines up as well.
And I don't think we've seen. I don't think we've seen any checks locked behind it with the power bomb expansion checks they have done, such as magma pool.
Yeah, I don't think anything important has been behind them. Interesting.
And then the other question is, does Spider Ball lock anything? Whee! Oh, Lenophis, the crystallite, being an absolute rude monster today.
Yeah, there's a lot of these enemies in Fendrana really knock you much farther than they have any business doing.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't think it for its slow and small stature, but there you go.
Takes down the Hunter Metroid here in Frost Cave.
Yep, the back end of Fendrana is completely open up to him. So, what are the odds of Thardus having the plasma beam?
That would be pretty entertaining. I wonder where...
Oh no, Lenophis missed.
I'm honestly a little suspicious just of Gravity Chamber, having given that gravity suit. Although Frigate is an option as well. But it could also just be in somewhere in Upper Mines, or worst case scenario, something like MQA. Nice little soap jump there.
Lenophis remembering to pick up his artifact here. Unfortunately, Plasma can... Well, I say unfortunately. Plasma cannot be on Omega Pirate due to you needing Plasma Beam to even access that area. Unless that emoji, it means you already knew that, which in that case, disregard my comment.
It is convenient that the Far Fendrana artifact was not the Plasma Lock check. Don't need to backtrack here.
Yeah, at this point, Security's cave is out of the question. It also means Hall of the Elders is out of the question too. Or, sorry, Elder Chamber, not Hall of the Elders.
Yeah, Hall of the Elders is definitely possible, but yes, we will not need anything out of Elder Chamber this seed.
Oh, Lenophis has done the Thardus play.
Ooh, interesting. This is Plasma. This definitely narrows the race, or tightens the race up. Because AWP may do a number of things before this.
It does beg the question, though, if Lenophis will do the labs or push it off to later.
Yeah, hard to say. Luckily, plasma doesn't open a ton without ice. 'Cause you still can't get into lower labs.
Hmm.
But it might bait out some things like
Upper
uh,
mines.
yep, arbor chamber or yeah, upper mines or I think Glenn has seen everything in shorelines, so or like Chozo Ice Temple, some out of the way stuff like that.
Oh no! Up getting bogged all the way down. Yep, you can tell he's mad.
Oh, I hate these vertical rooms, and especially in Pendrana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Mish.
interesting how like the sequels in Prime pretty much moved away from these vertical rooms. Actually, Corruption still has one or two pretty tall rooms.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what this Stardust check is. So that's a slow fight, and unfortunately, Leno I don't think has a multitude of power bombs that lets you speed this up a decent chunk. Maybe he had one for the beginning. Oh no, saving one for the end. That makes sense.
Op is opting to skip that nothing item. I am disappointed in him.
Well,
He
I'm
was
gonna check
collecting so many of them.
monitor here, and I would have guessed still not fight Stardust, but maybe we'll choose to. Ooh. Oh, he's going for the dash.
Which is
Very
interesting.
nice. Swag
Very
dash.
well done, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because he already has grapple beam. Just
Just
an E-Tank. Yeah, this, as I said earlier, E-Tanks diminish in value, especially when you have the Phazon suit, which effectively doubles your health pool. Wow, nice dash back, and
wow.
nothing there. Or, well, not nothing there. Here's hope, well, like, for Op, let's hope there's nothing there. For an interesting race, let's hope something is there.
Let's see if Leno can get the quick kill here with the power bomb. If you lay a power bomb at the right spot while Thardus is doing this animation, it'll hit him right as he becomes vulnerable again and pretty much one shot the last phase. And there we go, nice.
Question is, will Lenophis decide to then press on after this? Let Op doing the neat trick to get access to that safe station using the
Door cannot be
ricochet
opened.
missile.
Door can't be opened with that weapon.
Ooh. Dodging the transition there.
Ah, just missing.
Oh. Okay, unless
Oh, we have everything required for Plasma to be vanilla. That's rude. Yeah, I don't blame off for checking this.
yeah, especially while you're here. This is you're not going to come back here and otherwise. I would say that things are not looking great for Lenophis at this point now. Unless something goes catastrophically wrong for Op, I do like. It's difficult to see Lenophis recover.
Yeah, I suspect Leno will kind of be following in Op's footsteps at this point, but still needs to go through labs and Farfendrana.
Oh no, and Lenophis going back the way he came. Oh, is that because no, he did pick up the E-Tank, didn't he?
I don't know. This might be a play to like workstation or something, rather than going into labs, because it is frustrating to go into labs without ice beam. Because if it's not there, you have to make a long walk of shame, at least to observatory to save warp out.
The fact that we know it has Ice Beam and Phazon suit is a 1-2 killer.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate for Leno, but I do understand the reasoning behind not wanting to go into labs until you've kind of exhausted the other options. Not
Okay,
vanilla
no.
today.
Op resetting.
Yeah, probably heading into the PPC elevator. I guess I don't know if it's actually really faster to say we're back to workstation, but
Yeah.
Probably about the same, honestly.
I'd argue it's slower. I'm pretty sure it's slower.
Yeah, you could be right. This I forget how long this
It's literally just 2
animation is.
rooms versus, and this is 3 rooms. Well, not 3 rooms. It's 2 rooms versus 1 room because he has to still go through the corridor and the elevator room. Oh, but he's warping to start. Okay, I
Oh,
take it back. I take it
interesting.
back. Oh, I think Lenophis. I wonder if that was intended.
So this might be Overgrown Cavern to back Chozo play from up. Can clean out the last 2 artifacts so that as soon as Plasma is found, you can just save warp back to the ship. And there are a few opportunities for Plasma to be back here in Far Chozo as well. And could make the play both into Life Grove area or the Frigate from this part of the game too. So definitely a valid option.
Yeah, I was completely mistaken, and I totally forgot. I didn't think that about warp to start. It is a relatively new feature, so it's easy to forget sometimes that that is an option.
Yeah, what if this is informed by Op not ever having found main power bombs and is thinking that taking the PPC elevator is not the correct play in this decision? Because I would have generally assumed that you would take that play into mines from there, from the workstation area, but this does actually make sense now that I'm seeing it play out.
Yeah, that's another incredibly good point. The fact that just because you have a powerbomb expansion does not mean powerbomb checks are in play, and getting to the back end of mines does indeed require a powerbomb. Now, that being said, the game you still do have lower mines accessible, I believe, yes. Because the game could expect you to go all the way through Frigate, then all the way from the upper mines to the lower mines. But but again, yeah, I see where Alp's thinking is.
Yep, and if nothing does end up being here, Op can make the play fairly easily into the main core area by doing the bar skip trick, or even just going straight through Frigate. So that is another 3 checks where Plasma definitely could be.
A little struggle there.
Okay, Leno is making the play to labs. This is good. Should find Ice Beam and Phase on here then.
Yes, thank goodness.
And Craft Suit as well. Actually, yeah, labs was loaded.
Yep. Not just loaded, but having the ice beam too. This with warp to start, it definitely makes sense to go in labs.
Leno not killing his turrets. Might get boldy a bit. Yep.
Yeah, the wave beam isn't the best against them, I find, because of them going crazy.
Yeah.
Lenophis is getting completely bullied here. There we go. Finally gets through. Oh no! And Op doesn't get the cutscene skip.
It's unfortunate. And to add insult to injury, this cutscene will warp you down to the... so you need to climb back up again. I see Leno using a lot of super missiles on these pirates, which is a little interesting. That really is burning through the missile ammo.
Yeah, all it takes is 2 missiles. And Lenophis is... because... and Lenophis is opting to do this the vanilla way.
Yeah, it is a pretty difficult scan dish. If you're not familiar with it, I definitely still struggle with it.
Another PB expansion on Op's end.
So we do still have, Crossway over here we haven't seen, but otherwise it looks like Far Chozo is not going to be the answer for our plasma beam. Not using the secret tunnel. Very disappointing.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
And there is yet another nothing item. Oh gosh, I always forget how slow Observatory is vanilla.
Yeah. It's a painful dash to learn, but learning the dash for Observatory is really helpful. Like it pretty much, once you get Observatory dash, you are pretty much set for most dashes in the game. The only other dashes that can live up to difficulties, I would say, is Root Cave. And Magma Pool can be daunting just because if you screw up. You can have a lovely bath.
Yeah, I find the Mega Pool Dash very difficult, even without the added pressure.
There are, of course, other dashes that are helpful or just as difficult, like Ship Dash, but I don't think they're quite as common as Observatory really is useful. The trick to getting the best out of your dash is to flick the B button or to let go of it as quickly as possible upon pressing it. As soon as that clicks with you, it makes such a huge difference.
Yep, ideally you want only one frame of the B button held down for best results. And then to release L, I think it's like 7 or 8 frames after pressing B.
Also, if you're wondering what Lenophis was doing there, he was avoiding a trigger for a fight. There's just enough room to avoid it.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty time sink. You gotta fight 3 waves of pirates, plus it activates other layers of... there's our main power bombs.
Ooh.
But yeah, if you activate the control tower fight, not only do you have to do that fight, but you also activate some slightly nastier layers across Vendrana. Or maybe it's across Magmor too, or instead. I forget exactly what it activates.
I think Workstation is one. No, not Workstation. Monitor Station is one of the rooms that I think changes to Flying Pirates, if I'm not mistaken.
Up in the best room in the game, Life Grove Tunnel, where momentum goes to die. Whoever it was that said that inertia is conserved in the absence of force was wrong when it comes to this room anyways.
Why does this room always have nothing? Life Grove always seems to have nothing. Just to add insult to injury. Well, Lenophis is starting to get low on missiles.
Yeah, I gotta kill this Metroid the somewhat slow way.
He could use the super missile as well. Wait. Does Lenophis? Yes, yeah, okay.
Yep, should be finding an ice beam in this very room, luckily.
Oh no.
Getting the R jump to escape here. Very nice. Also got on that boulder pretty decently as well. That boulder's a bit tricky to stand on. Oh, kind of getting trolled by the camera changing directions halfway through that tunnel.
I wonder where thoughts are going for our runner's mind right now.
Yeah, it's tough to say. As Leno, I'm probably not feeling great about this ice beam, especially having fought things like Thardis and Flagra. Honestly, I've come pretty close to the last location in this, besides those couple checks in Chozo we've had hanging over our heads. Oh, so close to the bar skip there over on offside.
This ball definitely makes this trick oh, so close again. This ball definitely makes this easier too.
Ooh, yeah, that L jump out of Life Grove is extremely difficult. The R jump definitely has made that much easier than it used to be getting out of there.
How long has R jumps been a known technique?
Honestly, I'm not certain.
I've always assumed R jumps were equally known around the time L jumps were a thing.
I think for the first few years of speedrunning this, it was pretty much L jumps were used everywhere. But yeah, I'm not sure when our jump tech kind of got added to the routes.
The other thing is that if Plasma Beam is in Frigate, Op instead could be losing time, unless he just decide to do it. Oops. Yeah.
Space pirates, strangely, do not enjoy IP theft.
As our tracker says, originally... Oh, my internet cut out right at the perfect time. Let's try that again. As our tracker Nomad points out, originally they were called R jokes. Thank you for botching the joke, internet. Perfect timing for you to cut on me.
I'm getting close to this. I hate this trick. It's one of those, you get it the first time, or oh god, or it takes forever.
Yeah, like, there's a little gap on, and like, the invisible wall is kind of deceiving where it ends and where it is. Like, you want to go left, like, you feel like you want to go left, but honestly, you want to go forward. Fortunately, for Op, he's got a considerable lead right now, so...
Yeah, this is always so frustrating in a race, though, because you don't know that you're ahead and you feel like this might be like costing you the race, but like leaving from like with the route opposite side to take, like you kind of have committed yourself to doing this. Otherwise, you're going to be backtracking through a bunch of areas that you've already cleared.
Technically, Op could, if he changes his mind, it wouldn't be the worst thing, particularly as I say, if the plasma beam ends up being in the frigate. Because all you need to do is go back to Chozo, take the elevator that's right next to the elevator that you take here, and then just go for the frigate. That being said, it is always nicer to clear it back to front.
Yeah, don't need to worry about the thermal puzzles.
But routing purposes, it might actually make more sense to go front to back.
Eventually, yeah, because then you do get to get those checks out of the way and still end up next to mines, which would be the next play after that. But I honestly don't hate the play of just going straight into mines from here, hoping that frigate isn't the answer, and if you're wrong, coming back to main quarry.
Hey, he gets it.
Wisely opting to open those bars in case the game ever takes in this direction again.
Not even checking hydro access tunnel. Okay.
It's a bit interesting. It is pretty quick to check hat from here. Instead, we'll be playing into main quarry. And yes, with the main power bombs, that does mean all of phase-on mines up through Metroid Quarantine A is accessible to us.
Lenophis might still have a chance yet to catch up or even win this race.
Yeah, routing can be a huge thing here, particularly if Leno ends up going in a different direction than Op. Op will have the advantage of probably numbers, but sometimes the numbers aren't what you need, and it's just whoever happens to get the one lucky check.
Well, Lenophis turning around.
Oh, where's Leno going?
Has he done the far Findrana checks? Yeah, he has.
He's just completed that loop, yep.
Why is he going back? Did you forget something? Did we miss something?
Yeah, I don't quite understand what happened here, unless he did miss check in Farfen.
Like gravity chamber. Did he get the artifact? Did he forget it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, honestly. Wasn't paying quite enough attention to Leno's side during the Farfendrana play, given that it was kind of rehashing checks. Would have assumed maybe he picked everything up, because I saw all this being orange on his map, but...
No, I see blue in the... Oh no, that's the save station. Yeah, I'm confused. Also, I don't blame Op for consistently trying to go for the bar skip, especially because it can be a really finicky trick. Sometimes you can feel like you've got it under pat.
Yeah, and Op's definitely capable of it, and it isn't. It's not as bad, I guess, of routing as I thought it was to have turned around. But it's still, especially if you wanted to make this Minds play first, um, without having to bothering with forwards forget, it still definitely saves some time to just kind of keep going.
I'm curious what Lenophis is doing here.
I think it's what Op's doing as well. Is it? Oh, is Op looking for that invisible grapple point? Maybe that's what was happening. Because I think even...
Aren't we just both confused commentators?
Yeah.
I hope we're entertaining, chat. And for anyone watching at home or at work, and if you're watching this at work,
Well, I won't tell anyone if you don't.
Same.
Ooh, up going for the... oh, that's a cool strat. Oh no, but falls anyways.
So Op is skipping the upper mines checks? Or is he doing it back to front? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I think Op's going to do upper mines back to front, probably then head down into mid mines.
Yeah, he's done, he waves it away. Whee, yep, you're right. Back to front it is. I'm not sure if this is faster though. It does mean that you don't have to climb ore processing or this very next room, elite research, which can be very, very annoying at times.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Leno what happened here. I'm surprised Leno backed out of Vendrana's Edge without picking up this artifact. But at least realized before he got too far away and doubled back to pick it up.
But why is he going back?
I think he's done Gravity Chamber. I think he only missed the artifact, which is like really unfortunate because that's the only actually important thing we found over this way. Couldn't quite tell what that was, but it did not look like a beam unless it was. Op does seem to be going for it. Did my eyes deceive me? What do we have here?
It has to. I think it has to be plasma beam. Oh no, it's a power bomb expansion.
Okay.
Okay. No, I get it. Especially if he has no ammo right now, or it's down to one. Because farming power bomb ammo in this area sucks.
Yep, and do need actually 2 of them. Oh wow, Op has a ton actually. And Phase on Elite Flight, trivialized by the fact that the both Elite and Phase on Elite AI doesn't start actually attacking you or putting up their shield until they have looked you dead in the eyes facing forwards. So if you just continue to strafe around them, they'll never actually do anything but stand there and take misses.
Funnily enough, the same also applies to the Omega Pirate.
True. Yep.
At the very beginning, I don't think it counts after.
What I'm curious is there seems to be a way to reset the OP's AI by climbing up some standable on the side of his room. I'm not sure if that was just kind of a fluke when that happened to me in a weekly, but if that lets you reset it, it'd be pretty nice.
Now, if Plasma Beam is in Phase 1 Processing Center, or if it is in Central Dynamo, we have a race again.
Yeah. Leno will need to make a play back to the last 2 artifacts, but they're not far at all from the ship. Just needs to save warp, head back to Frigate Crash Site, and climb that room, and we'll get both artifacts pretty much for free there.
And if the plasma beam is in frigate, we're going to be here for a little while longer.
Yep.
Sit back, kick back, relax, have a drink, and we hope you're all enjoying this. Are you enjoying this race, Bob?
I am. Although what I did realize is if we don't find the flamethrower, our dreams of a full tracker will die, and also a validation. So I do kind of hope that we run into our friend the flamethrower at some point.
Wait, did Op go back to collect the wave buster? Because he saw it and then he turned around. At least the first time. Ah, yeah, no, the dream's dead. Sorry.
Well, so much for that. But perhaps we will still run into flamethrower. Looks like it was not in.
No, I don't blame you, Nomad. Okay, and
Leno, having not, I think, done the life group area, is going to be quite limited on power bomb ammo in this area.
Sure.
Also takes an unfortunate fall. I think got blasted off a platform by pirate or turd or something. Need to reclimb this room. Not too much point in checking PCA because that check is plasma locked.
He wouldn't, yeah, Lenophis wouldn't be able to, yeah, as you say, he wouldn't be able to check it without the plasma beam.
Oh, is he looking for power bomb ammo? Maybe that's what was happening. No, he doesn't.
Oh, he has one, okay.
He's climbing out.
No,
He's not
indecisive.
climbing out. I definitely agree with pushing forward here.
We sound so confused. Well, at least we're hopefully entertaining. And just like that, our runners are almost holding hands or high-fiving.
Just one room away. We have a couple more checks left here in phase on mines, and otherwise it's looking like it's got to be frigate or one of those.
Lenophis activates the AI.
That was weird. He was not looking at Leno at all, it looked like to me, but
yeah.
Sometimes the pirates have a mind of their own, I suppose.
Right. Yeah, it's a
very short work
kill anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without plasma, don't actually have to fight this elite pirate. Ooh, we have oh my gosh, there it is! That will be no mode.
Alright, so Op does well, I keep saying unfortunately. That's not the right word to use. Op has the lead. Sorry, it sounds like I'm rooting for someone here. I'm just, honestly, I just like close races. And
Leno is making, as long as Leno jumps down and keeps going, Leno is going to find that soon. So we will actually have a reasonably close race. The biggest problem is that Leno still does have to go back into Chozo and Overgrown Cavern to get a couple artifacts. But with save warps, both to the ship and from Chozo back to the ship, it honestly won't be that much of a time loss.
Also, this works out for... this is pretty convenient where the plasma beam is, because with the save station right next to it, they'll be able to go right back to the ship. But that goes for both runners. That was a pretty weird, like, was that a bad maze? I think that was a pretty bad maze.
Like a weird maze.
Yeah.
There were like several pools that were like covered on three sides by lasers and one by the light lasers. And yeah, as Op picks up Plasma Beam, Leno sees Plasma Beam.
Hopefully saves before warps. Yep, there we go. There is there's a very small chance of the game crashing upon warping to start. Oh no, now he's checking the... Okay, And Lenophis checking those artifacts now, he knows that he's in good mode. Or just confirming. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, meanwhile...
Oh my god, what is this maze?
Yeah, this looks really bad already. Op makes the ship save and is off to fight the final bosses.
Oh my gosh, this is
absolute garbage, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a garbage maze. We thought Op had it bad.
Yeah, that was a four-corner.
always gets my. I know the game's always supposed to warp you, but it always gets my heart a wee bit going when you're not quite in the center.
Oh yeah,
Like
get
just
bonked
like
and then trapped down there forever.
yeah, like I think that can happen, right?
I don't think so. I think there was something. I don't know actually if this even got patched in Rando, but I think if you like
Right.
manage to get down there without bombs somehow, don't get bomb jumped up. But I think that might have gotten patched in Rando. I'm not sure.
I know. Yeah, I believe. I think the maze crash has also been patched out. That is, if you kill the drone and activate the maze in Vanilla Prime, if you go into the firing squad, as we like to call them, the 4 turrets, sentries firing. If they're firing and the maze is activated, the game would crash. But I do believe that has now been addressed in Randomizer. Courtesy of Toaster, if I'm not mistaken again. Or I could be completely wrong.
I think you're right. Alright, well, opting to take this path to climb. I'm a little surprised Leno shot the crates. If this is there's a million different ways to climb this room. Everybody kind of learns their own, what works best for them.
And we kind of missed it there, but got the quick kill on Ridley with the boost ball, because it does a ton of damage. Because there was no check, or boost ball always does a ton of damage, and they forgot to remove the damage check for Ridley. And the other thing was tried to you did manip Ridley into not dashing, because dashing sucks, as evidence from the dashing there. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, it was a very nice Ridley fight. A nice snipe during a dash animation. Yeah, Ridley's mouth is vulnerable, but his claw is not, and he tends to kind of hold his claw covering part of his mouth, and your L target doesn't shoot the right spot, so you have to manually aim and get that snipe. Yeah, Op did a very nice job of getting those. Meanwhile, Leno is just 2 rooms away from his last artifact, and will shortly be taking a save warp back to the ship for his own final bosses.
Yeah, Lenophis is not too far behind, but I think Lenophis is far enough behind that it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to catch up. And then again, weirder things have... Wow, just having enough missiles as well. to get that would have sucked if he ran out of missiles right there and then.
Oh yeah, I don't even know where you farm a missile drop around there. That would be... Oh, there is a missile station.
There is indeed a missile station, yeah. That's a fun little tooting my own horn here. Wow, this is a quick wave ship saving, yeah. Oh, forgot to save.
Wow, Op made that impact crater climb look easy. You got a first try. Pretty difficult slope jump there, especially when you're getting hassled by these Metroids.
Oh,
yeah, Op not going to take any chances with them here.
Playing it safe, but I don't blame.
Oh, the other one deciding not to get exploded by the power bomb, but is also deciding not to be too much of a threat, so not too bad.
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
So
Yeah,
Op definitely looking in good shape here with this much health and ammo.
and max power bombs.
Yeah, pretty
As
unlikely
pointed
that
out.
anything will go too wrong here. Execution always a factor in the final bosses, and even just the RNG of the beam phases or things like pool skips, but usually the RNG isn't so severe that it would make up for this kind of time difference.
Kind of interesting that Pop has all the power bombs and Leno only has 1 power bomb.
Yeah, that actually could be a little bit of a factor. It is kind of nice to lay power bombs during the Essence fight to clear out those Metroids really fast, but particularly since the fission ones are very hard to kill without using the Hyper Beam, which you'd prefer to be saving for Essence itself. And meanwhile, Op moves into Subchamber 2. So the subchambers here, this exo fight goes over 4 subchambers. Each one has a very specific pattern. The first subchamber, you'll fight a wave phase and a power phase in a random order. In the second subchamber, an ice one will be mixed in, and those 3 will be in a random order. And in the third subchamber, you get a plasma added into all 4 beams in a random order. And the final subchamber exo can kind of just do it at once, switch phases at will, charge when it will at once.
That's a fun fact. In the PAL version, and maybe the Wii version of the game, the amount of grooves on the floor actually change from 5 to 3 to 1. Whereas in the NTSC original version, which is the version the runners are playing on, because that's optimal for speedrunning and thus the randomizer, it is always consistently 3 grooves. Yeah, there are also, of course, there's a lot of changes between the regions, but I digress.
Well, made pretty quick work of Ridley there. We'll be joining off in the Impact Crater shortly here. Op is out of missiles pretty early in this fight, having not picked up that many. That is one advantage Lena will carry into this fight, is a bit higher missile capacity.
Yep, because now Op can't use the ice spreader at all. Wow, though. Getting good accurate shots there, though. That was well done on Op's side. Yeah, those shots are slow.
Yeah, Ice Spreader would have been very nice here. Would have pretty much skipped this entire wave phase. Wave Beam, while being very accurate with its homing, also deals the least amount of damage per charge shot. So these phases take the longest if you're not able to do a little bit of kind of pre-damaging before the phase starts. Looks like Leno's opting to climb Impact Crater the normal way.
Yeah, like you should only go for like it is. Oh no! Well, I was going to say that. Well, yeah, like sometimes it's better to go for the more consistent strats, but unfortunately, Jack and Jill can sometimes be really rude. And
oh my gosh, what a terrible time! Oh, he made it on the platform anyways.
Okay, you got this, Leno. It's been a close race.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a good time to see you, and both runners are doing final bosses at the same time.
Yeah, Leno played this pretty well.
Oh no. Okay, you got this.
Oh, that was close.
Okay.
The Metroid's right there, you might as well exo skip right now. There is a very difficult wall crawl you can do here by getting that Metroid through the door and then using it to clip yourself out of bounds.
I do believe you also have to kill one of them as well, don't you?
I honestly don't even know how to set it up, so I could well be explaining it wrong, but you can get yourself out of bounds here in Impact Crater and basically skip the entire exoskeleton fight and head straight to the Essence fight. It saves a ton of time. Theoretically can let you skip Wave Beam and Ice Beam because you don't need them in the Essence fight just for this one. But I don't think we've seen it from any of our runners yet in the tournament. As it is a very
the day we do will be a day to cherish.
Yeah, who knows? By the time we get to the bracket stages, that might be something that people try to add to their repertoire as something that might make a difference in a race.
Op has collected some missiles for the final kill there.
Yeah, Op moves on to Essence while Leno is starting, I think, Subchamber 2 here.
And now we have our music. Another thing that's been addressed in the randomizer.
Yeah, unfortunately, while this cutscene was skippable, it also skipped the start playing music trigger for this fight. And so you end up kind of just in this weird, quiet ambiance fighting the final boss here.
This is such a good track musically. It's it's so compositionally clever, and Yeah, I really hope to one day, like, I wouldn't even need a remix of this tune. I just think it itself is such a good final boss tune.
I'm hoping that Essence is not too close to the exoskeleton here. Can't quite tell where okay, no.
Yeah, we're good there. I'm sure everyone here is well versed in it, but just in case you're not, if it's too close to the corpse, or if it just doesn't feel like it in very particular instances, it will not drop down the pool, and you just have to sit there and wait.
Yep, so op showing off attack cancels here. If you give Essence a little bit of time between shooting it, it will attempt to take another action, either moving or attacking. And it's basically programmed to do a certain number of actions before it lays the next pool. So if you unload all at once, it'll spend a bunch of time moving around and attacking you. But if you let it attempt to do stuff and then cancel it with an attack, it'll lay a pool much quicker.
I'll try to now go for, and that's time.
Very nice from Op. That was quite a good free pool there. And yes, Op is finished in first place with a race time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 47 seconds. Let's see if Op is able to join us for an interview here shortly.
Same for Leno.
Looks like Leno is finishing up subchamber 3. Probably just needs to get through this plasma phase, and we'll be on to the final subchamber.
We might get one of those rare times where we see both runners finish their seed.
Yeah, at this point.
Lenophis is, yeah, it's so close to finishing at this point. We'll see. It also, although sometimes it might be just that the runner doesn't notice.
This is fine.
Yeah, I don't think Leno has noticed. What you get, once again, while we're waiting here, I just want to give a shout out to Nomad for tracking.
Yes, thank you. Always a bit challenging to track both runners at once, so yeah, props for doing that.
Yep, did a very accurate job, and also for the audio as well, swapping when appropriate.
I still have never played Metroid Prime Pinball. I don't even know what I'm missing. And here we have Op. Welcome, and GG's.
GG's.
Yep, Leno finishing up Exo fight here, so not too far behind. Was a good race.
Yeah, I got phase on a lot sooner than I expected.
Yeah, that back to back.
Yeah. Then I knew the plasma hub wouldn't be as expansive, like around the whole world. There's less places it could be, so I wasn't too worried.
Yeah, Central Dynamo not the best place for it, given that with lower labs being out a lot not available, it's not really the first place you want to look. But yeah, it definitely helps when the item you need isn't literally anywhere except PMT.
Well, I was thinking more like, I'm glad I don't have to go any further than MQA.
Yeah.
I was okay with it. Yeah, I think all I had left at that point was maybe Elder Chamber or Frigate.
Yeah, Frigate. I don't know if... Tower Chamber, I don't know if it ever got checked.
I never checked it, no.
Yeah, and then I think the training chamber area... Yeah, there really wasn't too much. Thardis. Not left.
What was it, Thardis?
Thardis was just a missile. Yeah, Leno did end up doing that.
And how about them super missiles?
I was scared. I thought it was flamethrower. I was about to get mad. I was about to get mad because I didn't save before that, but luckily there were supers.
It did turn out that super missiles and power bombs were never required, though.
Yeah, I figured power bombs were. Almost thought it would need plasmas and life growth, but Just a red herring.
Yeah. Slightly brewed ice beam location again. We've been seeing it in labs a decent amount recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lenophis is just finishing off here.
Cool. Full stream up now.
You have any particular highlights for the run?
Not really. Again, I was scared about a couple of locations that I left behind. But I can't think of anything like too disgusting. It all kind of worked out.
The most interesting divergence, I would say, was early on. Once you both collected bombs, Lenophis decided to actually just go right to Vendrana, right then and there. And did find the spider ball, which was spider ball? I don't think spider ball was required for anything now I think about it. And then, whereas you decided to go on towards Zoid, and of course the lead beam was there. The other key difference being you decided to do labs first, whereas Lenophis decided to do Thardus first. And then Lenophis caught up pretty quickly because you decided to do Life Grove, the bar skip, and then...
God. That was stressful. Yeah, it usually doesn't take me that long, but...
Yeah, it can... Yeah, the stress can definitely catch up to you. And then around the time when you defeated the right before you got into Central Dynamo was Lenophis was going backwards for the mines, and was pretty much I'm forgetting the name again. He was pretty much in Vent Shaft or the room before that while you were there in Central Dynamo. The other key difference being is he still needed 2 more artifacts.
Yeah, he'd never made the playback to the late Chozo artifacts, so had to do that after finding Plasma. But yeah, you found Plasma pretty close to the same time. Leno managed to save out on doing all of upper mines as well as the Life Grove area.
Uh-oh, I just realized something. I have an SG4 VOD open in another tab. It was from 2 days ago. The race of, hold on. Inner Slice versus Tuba, man. So it's not this stream, but I don't know if it shows as me being in chat, so I just thought I'd let you know, because I just found that out now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think that should be a problem, but I'm not a TO either. But Leno has gotten 2 pool skips in a row. That's super unfortunate. Especially the second one where you really have no control over it. Hopefully this time Essence plays along. There we go. Should be able to finish up here with this pool then. Alrighty, that will do it for Leno as well.
Oh wow, almost 10-minute difference. Yep, up 1.
Leno seems to have Mike coming through on stream. Welcome, Leno. GG's.
Hello.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
I'm gonna guess the 10-minute difference is me fighting an angry plant and me fighting an angry rock.
Both of you did Flagra, but yes, you were the only one to do Thardus. Ended up finding Ice Beam a little later as a result.
Okay. Yeah, I just had that really bad feeling that if Thardus didn't have anything, the answer was the labs, and that's what it ended up being, including bait with gravity suit.
Yeah, that was made me kind of think that Plasma was going to be somewhere grav locked, but turned out nope, just in mines.
Nope. You did significantly catch up because you decided to go through mines backwards, whereas opted to go to Life Grove and the front end of mines. So when Op was in Central Dynamo, you were in Vent Shaft, but you also still had the 2 artifacts left to collect, whereas Op already had all 6.
Okay. All right.
Yep, and then didn't help that Essence was being super rude there at the end. The 2 pool skips in a row is brutal.
Nice. Thank you there. I see flamethrowers at MQB. Sorry, everyone. I could not validate today.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad spot. No reason to go down there in this kind of seed.
Op almost collected every nothing item as well.
I only saw the 2, I think. Maybe it was 3, but I didn't see very many of them.
Another really interesting difference between you two is you had way more pistols, yes, and that's not the interesting part. The thing I found humorous was you had 1 power bomb and Op had all 8.
Where were the power bombs? Where were they?
Great tree chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, machines.
But they were also never required. Same for super missiles.
Yeah. I was very conscious of that 1 power bomb going into Essence because I wanted to make sure I can kill the fusion Metroids with them if I needed to. I made sure that I had one for that part of the fight.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before of running out, like using them on the hunters or something like that, and then being like, oh no.
As chat pointed out, the maze were pretty rude to both of you. Ops was pretty bad, and then, gosh, Leno, your maze was obtuse, to say the least.
Yeah, I haven't really had that great of a maze, like the last 4 or 5 seeds that I've done. It's been like 30, 40 at least. Silly maze.
Do you have any, otherwise, do you have any highlights for your run? Anything you're proud of?
Like, I got a couple of the, well, Op would probably consider them easier dashes, but I got a couple of silly little dashes.
Which ones?
I've been kind of well, lately I've been kind of inconsistent with the one getting to Warrior Shrine. So I'll like forget to hold on. So I'll dash and then down into the lava I go.
Yeah, definitely can happen.
I had more bloopers this run than I did highlights. I fell down in Root Cave. Thanks for that game. I had to climb back up that again.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, Op fell down in Far Fendrana. We could tell he was frustrated with his wave beam shots.
Oh, I fell down at Far Fendrana too. I went back to Ice Ruins East when I meant to go to West.
Yeah, what happened with the artifact in Fendrana's Edge? I was surprised you had missed that the first time.
So I was gonna do that, but then after I fell, I'm like, okay, we'll just come back to this. Because I was scouting for plasma at that point, obviously. So I do gravity chamber, and then I start to head back. And like, wait a minute, I kind of forgot to get something important. So I had to do a complete double back and looped back into Fendrana, and that definitely cost me a few minutes. That was
those few minutes might have actually made a difference. Actually, now I think about it. Because it was a pretty close race. I mean, to be fair, you also did get those weird pull skips.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you our runners have any questions for each other, or any final thoughts?
I guess I got a question for you, Op. How much of back end of Chozo did you end up doing for this?
Well, my first trip, I turned around right after Lower Furnace, and then ended up going into back Chozo after I found Ice, and then did Hall of the Elders in the 2 adjacent rooms, and then went back to Light Grove, and then bar skipped over to Mines.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the main route divergence started when you collected when you both collected bombs. Op decided to go back to Chozo, whereas you decided to actually go to Fendrana. And you did find the spider ball, but again, spider ball wasn't required for anything.
Oh, that spider ball location was so trolly though.
Because
the way it ended up working out, you go all the way to Fendrana, get your wave beam, go all the way back to Chozo, get your spider ball, go all the way back to Fendrana, get your boost ball. Like, game, what are you doing? Op, did you have a power bomb by the time you got to Chapel to do the sequence break?
No, I didn't have to. I had wave.
Oh,
Yeah, so the biggest
that
divergence.
definitely saved you a lot of time then.
Yeah, so Leno, when you found bombs, you went into the shorelines area, and Op continued through Lava Lake back up into Chozo.
Okay.
So you found Spider about the same time Op found Wave.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, I think that about wraps us up for this race. And again, if anyone has any last thoughts, please say so now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, no, GG's to both of the runners. Make sure to give them a follow. Oh, sorry.
GG's.
Yep, good games to everyone.
This is pretty much the result I expected. Op, I know you're a much better player than I am, especially at Prime. GG's, you definitely earned this one. Good luck on your 3-0 matchup.
Good luck to you too.
Don't knock yourself down, Lenophis. You played pretty well. You played well too. There was a few.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to SpeedGaming for having us tonight, and our tracker Nomad, as I mentioned earlier, did a great job tracking both runners simultaneously, which is always a challenging task. And my name's Pyro Pepper Plains, also Christopher Foss.
And yeah, this is Baja Blood. So yeah, make sure to give both our runners a follow. They did a great job tonight. Be sure as well to give our tracker Nomad and my co-commentator Pyro or Chris a follow as well.
And yeah, same to the runners awp82 and Lenophis. Alrighty. See you next mission.
See ya.